Hey guys, it's me John again, and I am back with another video today, and this video is the Q&A questions video. So I'm answering the questions that people have asked me from when I did make the actual description and how the Q&A video works. I made that video about 4 days ago. I think I made it on Monday or Tuesday, but now it's time to answer the questions. I got quite a few questions for this Q&A video, and now it's time to answer them. So I have quite a few people, most of my friends that have asked me these questions, and it's pretty descriptive of what I've asked, photography, terrain related. Basically, a lot of them are related with that, which is I asked, or anything here, just could be anything on how I got on YouTube or anything. So let's get started with the Q&A questions video / answers. So the first one here on YouTube that commented on the video was Conrail7222, and his question was, what got me started on YouTube? Basically, what got me started on YouTube was when I was littler. I used to get on YouTube, of course, and watch trains, and I used to think, wow, maybe one day I'll be able to get my own videos on YouTube and get a lot of subscribers. Well, now today that's what happened. I was very fortunate to get good cameras. I got the Canon video camera behind you with the mic, and then camera here, which is the Canon one, another Canon one, and my other blue ones around here somewhere, and then the other little ones around here somewhere. But basically, what got me started on there was, like I said, I went and watched train videos when I was little on YouTube, and I used to think, wow, I could get my own one day. And another thing, people inspired me. They're like, people kept asking me, hey, do you have a YouTube channel? And I'm like, no. And so that's another thing that people kept asking me, and I thought, well, cool, maybe I will start one. And then now look where I am today. I started my YouTube channel. I only got about 5 subscribers within 2 months because I didn't have Facebook or anything at the time, and I didn't have anybody who was interested in watching my videos. So that is basically overall what got me started on YouTube, and I'm very proud to have YouTube today and have people like you, Conrail7222, watching my videos and liking them and such, and just seeing what comes by over here and what my camera quality footage is. So there's that question. Thank you, Conrail7222, for asking that question. Appreciate it. The next question was from one of my friends, Maxwell. He lives down the line here. His name is Maxwell, and his question was, do I have a Canon or a Nikon? I have Canon right now, but my dad, he has a little Nikon camera, which I don't use that much because it's like a Fujifilm camera. Not Fujifilm, it's Nikon, but it kind of reminds me of a Fujifilm. But I don't use that, no. But I use Canon. Canon's my main company that I like to deal with photography / cameras. So basically, that's what I have. I have a Canon Rebel T5 here. Let me get it out quick for you. This is the Canon Rebel T5 here. It has lenses and everything. All the other stuff's in there. So that's the Rebel T5, and so yeah, that's what I use. Canon. I've heard from a few friends of mine that the newer Nikons that they came out with, they're not very good. They're kind of shitty a little bit, but I'm not going to say that to offend some of you Nikon guys, some of you Nikon people. Nikon's good. Maybe down the road I'll get a Nikon to go along with my Canon stuff, but I would have to think about it. But that's a thought for down the road. So I have Canon, and thank you for asking me that question, Max. One of my good friends, Alex, he asked 3 questions. Alex Halvin. First question was, what is my favorite Heritage unit? My favorite Heritage unit is NS number 1067, the Reading Heritage, and the B-line service on it. I like Reading. I like the Reading Heritage because I like the colors on it, and because Reading is just a couple miles down the road here, about 15-20 miles down the road. I just like the different colors because it's one of the railroads that are near my house here, and so I like that engine because I like that, the railroad, and because I like the different colors on it. The second question Alex asked me, favorite engine in general. I like, let's see, I think I like the SD70s, the standard cab SD70 units, and then I like the Aces depending on the horn. Most of the time I like Aces, and SD60s I'm pretty well like too. And 60Is too, I like them too. So those are mostly some of the favorite engines I have in general. This one here I kind of laugh a little bit when I ask questions. Mike Amoroso. His question was, on a scale 1 to 10, how much do you foam over a Heritage unit? I'd have to say 8 or 9 to be honest with you, because when I see a Heritage unit coming, even though I've seen all the Heritage units like 1,500 times each one of them, I've seen them all in person, plus the NS 1030 and the special engine units, but when I see a Heritage unit coming, I'm like, Heritage unit! You know, typically foamers do that. But yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I probably would have to say 8 or 9 for that one, Mike. Thank you for asking me the question. And another one from Alex Halvin was a favorite engine type. As I mentioned earlier, SD70s, 60Is, SD70 ACEs, and the 60Es I like. My other friend Grant, I think he was just doubling me with this, but I'm not sure, so I'm just going to answer this question just in case. See, on my Facebook, my regular Facebook, it has my dad's name on it because I must have messed something up when I set Facebook up when I was littler, so now it's underneath my dad's name, which is not my dad's name. My dad's name's Daryl Ryan, which my name is not Daryl. All you guys know my name is John, and it has it on my Facebook as Daryl. So what Grant does, he'll get on there and he'll double me. He calls me Derail, which is kind of funny because my dad's name is Daryl and they call me Derail to do with trains. But I'm not Derail. And she asked me, is your real name Derail? I don't think so. I think my real name's John. But yeah. Grant. Thanks, buddy. Jeff, another one of my friends. Where is NS20R? 20R, at this time, I'm not saying I haven't got on the computer yet to check this stuff out. I just got up, and he asked where 20R is. My guess is if 20R comes down through the Cove on the Pittsburgh line about 9:30, 10 at night, my guess is he would be around the end of Ohio and Conway right now, since he's a high priority train because he's an intermodal, so he's a high priority train. So he probably would be there, up in that area. So he'll get down here. He works Harrisburg too, so he usually gets down here around here where I live about 3, 4 in the morning, maybe later, or earlier. Andrew Bishop, he asked me which one I like more, the Conrail, and that's number 8098, or the Norfolk and Western NS 8103 Heritage units. I would probably have to say the Conrail, because Conrail used to run by here, as you know. I'm sure you know. Conrail used to run by here years ago, and you still have some little paints on the NS engines. You can see the blue from the old Conrail. Sammy, another one of my good friends. How is the Minion? Which they call me Minion because I'm littler than them. They're tall, and I'm almost taller than Sammy though. And they call me Minion, and they ask me how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to get stuff wrapped up with footage and everything from this summer and get it on YouTube, because I still got a lot of stuff to post from Altoona, which I don't know when I'm going to get around to doing, because I might be going to Shenandoah Junction next Sunday with my friend Dustin. So I'm basically doing pretty good, just trying to get all this shit wrapped up for school and everything else. Another one of my good friends, Bradley Dixon. He had a few questions. So first one was, he asked me, what got you started to be a rail fan? So basically, let's make a long story short. One day when I was littler, my dad took me over to the historic Annville station over here in Annville, which is about it's only a couple blocks up the road. It takes me about 3-4 minutes around my bike there. But basically, my dad took me over there one day, and I hated trains. This is when I was little. I did not like trains, or I did not want to be there, and I was so pissed that day because I didn't want to be there. But then after that, he brought me home, and then he took me up again. I just started liking it from there. Basically, I just started liking it, and then that's when I did not know anything about trains. I did not about the Harriage units. All I know is I thought a regular train was just a train, you know, no symbols. I didn't know any of that. Just regular train. So he kept taking me over, and I just started getting into the trains. And look at me today. I have cameras, friends, radios, HO scale stuff. So that's basically what got me into starting to be a rail fan. And I'm very thankful to have you as a train friend, Brad. So thank you, bud. Brad had some other questions. Did I ever think about going out west and catching a train? Yes, I have, but the only problem is I can't get out there right now unless I have somebody drive me out, because I don't have a car right now. But that is on my list for when I get older and get a car and get out of school and work for Norfolk Southern, hopefully. I think I'd rather go out there and watch UP Heritage, like in Rochelle, Illinois, out in Illinois area. I want to go out there in Mexico, and all of them, get all this footage from everything, just get out of Norfolk Southern territories for a little while. The next question he had was, do you have a favorite steam engine? Yes, my favorite steam engine is Norfolk and Western J-Class number 611. I like the 611. I've seen the 611 in person once. I went down to, this was a little over a year ago now, a year and like 3 months. But I went down there to Manassas, Virginia, and caught on the American excursion. From Manassas to Front Royal and return. I caught it down there. And basically, I like the Norfolk and Western 611. A lot of people like my dad likes the nickel plate Road 765. That one's on my second, and then it probably would be 425 down here at Reddington Northern. And then some others, a lot more engines I know about. So there's that question, and another question was, what do you want to do when you grow up? What I plan on doing is going to work for Norfolk Southern. Now I heard it is kind of hard to get in with them, but I'm going to try my very best to get in there and do the job I love and the job that's in my dreams right now as a kid. So Norfolk Southern's hopefully, and if I don't get Norfolk Southern and get another job, every job counts, pays the bills, you know. I prefer Norfolk Southern, but if I can't, oh well, it is what it is. Next question was, do you have a favorite NS model? Like an Ace-9 or GP38-2 ETC? As I mentioned earlier, I like SD70s, SD60Is, SD70 ACEs, and SD60Es. Those are my top engines that I like. Next question was, do you have a location that you've never been to that you always want to go that is out of the state of Pennsylvania? Yes, there's actually quite a few spots. I'm just going to mention 2 of them. I think I would like to go to Fostoria, Ohio, Railroad Park. You got CSX, UP, and NS all meet. They have a railroad park there. You get them all meet there, which is, I think, is pretty cool. There, and I like to go to Chesterton, Indiana, where that railroad crossing is there, and get some trains going by there. But maybe when I get a car and get older, maybe when I get a car when I get older, maybe that'll help a little bit. Maybe that'll help. So the next question he asked was, what was your best day while rail fanning so far? I think my best day while rail fanning was when we were sitting up there at the Cove and the interstate, and that's number 8105, the interstate Harrier, stopped there waiting for permission into a Nola yard leading the 36A east. I think that was my best day of rail fanning so far because we got the 911 meeting the interstate, leading the 23M. We got that meeting the 36A with the interstate, and then about